Thank you for checking in. Today I'd like to talk to you about the difference between patients that admit themselves into treatment versus patients that go in through the intervention process. My experience has been patients that go through the intervention process aren't as willing at the time they go through the admissions. The patients that go through on their own have hit a rock bottom that we talk about every addict needs to hit. That patient has experienced enough pain in their addiction that they're seeking out the help and going to a treatment facility. On the other hand, the intervention patient would be where they go into treatment the day of, is when they get all their loved ones expressing how their addiction is affecting their lives. So they may not be as willing when they check in. So talking to the admission staff, they may minimize their using. So I've come up with 3 different things that have been very effective when you're working with a patient that comes in through the intervention process. The first thing is getting the family involved right from the very beginning. Having them do an assessment on the patient when they go into treatment. Getting the family's viewpoints. Why did it come down to this? Why did they feel like they had to do an intervention to get their loved one into treatment? What was their rock bottom? Give this information to the treatment center. Let them have the clear vision of what their addiction is really doing in their lives. The second thing I always point out to the families that I work with is let's start off from the very beginning, long-term care. 30 days is not enough in my opinion. I believe you need to start off with 30 days and maybe a year of monitoring. The best case scenario is 90 days, and then after 90 days of treatment, then doing a year of monitoring. If they're young adults, 17 to 24, I recommend a year of treatment with that individual. So long-term care is so important for intervention patients. Honestly, I believe it is for all addicts. The longer they're into some type of accountability and some type of treatment, the better success rate they have, the better chance at success they have. Then we go into the last one, is if the patient decides to leave AMA or not participate while they are in treatment. If that ends up being the case, immediately get the family involved, get the interventionist involved, and let's point out the consequences. I don't like to call them consequences, I call them healthy boundaries. The family from the pre-intervention, from that day forward, have decided to put together some healthy boundaries where they're not going to participate in the addict's addiction anymore. So every family is going to be different. So we're not going to go down the list of what those healthy boundaries would be, but they have put together some healthy boundaries. So get the interventionist, get the family, and get the patient on a conference call and just remind them, because maybe they were under the influence and they didn't hear them at the intervention. Maybe they didn't even need to go to them during the intervention process. But get the patient to be aware of what their life is going to look like if they choose to leave or not participate. So there's 3 great, three great tools that I've been using and have been very effective for longer term care with our clients. And if you have any questions at all, shoot me an email. Information is right below you. Let me know your suggestions. Let me know your questions. Anything you want to talk about, I'm interested. And I look forward to seeing you here next week. Thank you very much.